Okay, so let's start first with the Western nutrition. So, Western medicine mainly looks at the individual components of food. So, it looks at how much fat it has and separates in saturated versus non saturated fats. It looks at proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, enzymes. Um, and of course, calories. So, this is the main way Western medicine classifies foods. So, for example, vitamin C and vitamin D play an important role in immunity. So, foods that are high in vitamin C and vitamin D can help prevent disease, and especially during cold and flu season, it's good to beef up a little bit on foods that generally are high in vitamin C and vitamin D. And I mean, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is citrus. Also, antioxidants like vitamin A, C, and E can help prevent damage that we have from free radicals. Free radicals basically go in and they're destructive to regular cell tissue. So, if you have a diet that's rich in antioxidants, you have a lowered occurrence of cancer because again, these antioxidants can help against the free radicals. We look, for example, at minerals. We have calcium, potassium, and magnesium. They all play an important role not only in electrolyte balance, but also muscle contractions, in bone growth, and other vital functions. Even though it has to be said, I know a lot of people keep on adding calcium and supplementing calcium in hopes of keeping their bones strong. And I remember that my nutrition teacher in medical school always said the best way to tell your patients how to increase bone density is to get a backpack loaded full of stones, walk to the store, buy a calcium supplement, throw the calcium supplement into the trash on the way out, and walk back home. So basically, the calcium that we get in dietary, especially the ones we take as supplements, doesn't necessarily make it into the bone. It's not like you swallow it and then it immediately goes to the bone. As a matter of fact, a lot of times, if you excessively supplement with calcium, it goes on the outside of the joints. It doesn't go where it's supposed to go, so you can actually end up with more problems than less. The key with bone density is the weight-bearing exercise. So in my opinion, generally eating enough foods that contain calcium and making sure you walk a lot or you move enough is more important than doubling or tripling up on calcium supplements. Proteins provide important amino acids that help the body repair tissues. Fats are necessary to help the body. Hormones, like for example, we always talk about LDL and cholesterol and how harmful it is. However, we need cholesterol to build cell walls. Cholesterol plays an important role in the stability of cells, as well as it being an important component in hormone production. So this whole trend with low cholesterol, it's not that easy. And that whole cholesterol myth that high cholesterol equals worse heart attacks, that has been debunked quite some time ago as well. However, so much money has been invested into the low-fat industry that we're still not hearing the correct story or the full story in mainstream media. When it comes to fats, it's more important to stick with a healthy fat, so stay away from the saturated fats. And it's like the key is also you always want to look at the proportion between LDL and HDL. It's as long as the HDL is high enough, the LDL will have less issues. Moreover, LDL in itself, if excess LDL circulates in the bloodstreams, that's not a problem. It's like it's just floating through the bloodstream and waiting for the body to pull it out to create hormones to work on cell repair. What the problem is is oxidization of LDL. So if you have high inflammatory markers, if you have a lot of free radicals in the body, it is the oxidized LDL that is being pulled into the intima and that causes the plaque. So it's not the LDL, it is the LDL that has been transformed and oxidized by inflammatory factors like free radicals. So even on that thing, eating fats, it's a lot more, it's better to focus on what fats you eat. Like a lot of times, items that are advertised as healthy low fat have been processed to such a high level that they have very poor nutrient contents. But we'll get into that one later in a different class as well. So the Western nutrition basically encourages supplements to add up on things. Because again, if you deal with numbers, you just look at more or less. There's not really a balancing other than more or less. And that's a little bit of a problem when it comes at nutrition, because it's not only one thing like vitamins up and down. Again, it depends on the energetics of food as well.